Audio Jungle.
Hi, today we are discussing about the discourse and the novel by Bakhtin. Bakhtin was one of the most important theorists of discourse in the 20th century. Russian philosophy and literary theorist, was a very influential 20th century critic whose work inspired scholars in many disciplines: philosophy, linguistics, political and social theory, sociology, and psychology. Bakhtin is associated with Russian formalists, a school of literary criticism that emphasized the functional role of literary device. The discourse in the novel is an essay written by Mikhailovich Bakhtin. This is the full name of M.M. Bakhtin. Okay. Firstly, I am telling you about the M.M. Bakhtin, and then I'm explaining the discourse, the dialogic imagination. Then I'm explaining the discourse of the novel. Okay. Sorry, discourse in the novel. Today, Bakhtin's was a Bakhtin M.M. Bakhtin, eminent literary critic and Russian philosopher. Bakhtin emphasized the communication of language. According to him, language not as system but as a social activity dialogue. Discourse in the novel in an extent from a large essay with the same title published in his book The Dialogic Imagination. The Dialogic Imagination, this is a book written by M.M. Bakhtin, and in this book one essay is discourse in the novel. Language is a mean of communication among members of society. Each generation produce its own language, so also each age group create of language of its own. Mikhail Bakhtin gets a lot of fame due to his book written of the personality like Dostoevsky and Rabelais. Bakhtin was a first who thought to provide a complete of Russian formalism in his book. Uh, named named as a formal method in literary scholarship. Okay, as a philosopher of language, a culture historical, and a major theoretician of the novel, the dialogue imagination present in a superb English translation published in 1975. Bakhtin criticized sources who view language as a closed system. Sources is a writer. Okay. Firstly, I am telling you about the dialogic imagination. This is a book. Okay. It was completed Russian philosopher and literary theorist M.M. Bakhtin. His main area of work were philosophy of language, ethics, and literary theory. His book contained 4 different essays but connected selected essay most important contribution. First part is epic, and the novel 1941 focused the defined novel constructing into the epic. Second part is the prehistory of the novelist's discourse, focus on the history of the modern novel and explore how different takes in history happen critical to its development. Third part is form of time end of the chronotope in the novel introduced the concept of chromosome. The fourth part is discourse in the novel, final essay, most complex essay, discourse, the philosophy of language, particular in the concept of heteroglossia. In this book, for contain the 4 parts. First part is a focus on defined novel construction. Second part is a focus of history of pre-novelist discourses. Third part is a form of time and of the chronotope, concept of chronotope. Third part is a discourse in the novel. Discourse in the novel. This essay we are reading as a theory. Okay, in this home discourse in the novel, Discourse in the novel in its main topic is heteroglossia. Okay, if you know what is a heteroglossia, heteroglossia is a interesting and thoughtful literary term to discover and understand, to get the taste of novel. Okay, now I'm starting the discourse in the novel published in 1934. Okay, in this essay he develops some of his basics idea, especially the idea of dialogue and opposed to monologue and heteroglossia. Sauce was busy exploring the structural aspects of language. Bakhtin was busy establishing the significance of language as an ideologic entity, reflected for him a highly complex structure of authority in society. Language are always thus the produce of the interactions between at least two people. Okay, the dialogue imagination was written in a response to Russian formalism at the time of most influential school of literary thought in Soviet Union. Heteroglossia is the base condition governing the operations of meaning in any alternation. The final essay Discourse in the novel is one of the Bakhtin's most complex statements concerning his philosophy of language. These all essay is based on the language of context. Okay, what is the context of language? This all essay is based on that. Bakhtin provides a model for a history of discourses and introduces the concept of heteroglossia. Heteroglossia is equal to multi-languageness. Heteroglossia is a term which is originated by Bakhtin, particularly in his work Discourse as the novel. Heteroglossia refer to the multiple narration of language and ideas, perspective within the language. A device of a diversity of voice, style of discourses or point of view in the literary work had, especially a novel. Bakhtin seems to say that the formalists or structuralists focus too much on style, form, and miss the social interactions of discourse in literature. According to Bakhtin, each generation are structuralists focus too much on style for and misses the social interaction of discourses in the literature. This is all about the discourse in the novel by M.M.Bakhtin. According to the Bakhtin, each generation at each social level has its own language. Moreover, every age grow thus a matter of fact its own language, its own vocabulary, its own particular accession system. Bakhtin incorporates heteroglossia into writing a novel, and he tells about the double voice, which means that when a dialogue takes part in the novel, there is a double intention in the author and that the character speaking in the novel. Okay, today that's enough for today video. In today video I am discuss a important point of this novel. If you want more about it, please comment on below this video for a second part. Thanks for watching this video. Please, if you like the video, please hit the like button. Thanks for watching this video.